Welcome to Spoop Squad, the podcast where we watch horror films that go flop in the night. I am a spoopy host, Jared, and I'm here with...
I'm Nick.
And I'm Nathan.
Tonight we watched #Captured. This movie is from 2017, and it stars nobody you know. Because I don't think we know a single person in this film.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, don't know any of them. They are people.
They are people.
They are people. They are regular people, just like you and me, except they have IMDb pages.
Well, I have an IMDb page.
Yeah, but nobody watches your films.
They don't. Okay, so this movie got a 2.9 out of 10 stars on IMDb.
2.9.
And we have
I'm going to start
theory.
singing the ratings.
You're going to start singing the ratings. Okay.
Yeah, 2.9.
You did it. Woo. And Nick is your backup.
So we watched #Contraband.
Contraband.
I for fucking real cannot remember. #Captured.
Captured, yeah.
#Captured.
#Captured. And it's not the word hashtag, it's the actual pound sign.
Yeah.
So it's,
which most people now would understand what #Captured means.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so
2.9.
2.9 out of 10. Oh god, it's so bad. We did go through a little bit of the cast's other films that they did, and there were a couple surprises.
Calling them films is very loose.
Yes,
It's a very loose term.
Yes, there was one girl that was in Neon Demon, but she was the dead girl on the corpse table.
Yeah.
So she didn't have any dialogue.
Yeah, so that doesn't really count. She did the job of a mannequin.
Yeah. Basically.
That mannequin baby in the attic that I added a tail to and a banana to make it look like a monkey.
Yeah. One of the guys, Brock, was in Whiplash in 2014.
And he also used to play for the Houston Texans.
Nope, not right.
Brock Osweiler.
Nope, wrong one.
Twilight?
Okay, so let's kind of give a synopsis of this film.
Well, it's about a group of privileged high school kids that run an illicit chat room where they live stream their drug-fueled sex parties to paying viewers on the internet. But little do they know, there's a murderous zealot on a mission to rid the internet of sin, and he does Batman voice the whole movie.
The whole movie.
Except for when he pretends to be in a wheelchair for literally 30 seconds. And he's a fucking Olympic champion at moving that wheelchair.
Yes.
Well,
It makes it seem like somebody is pushing him.
Jesus took the wheel.
Jesus took the wheels. We did it, guys. Nick made a joke.
Yes, finally. 3 episodes in, we're getting better.
Cringe my way through it though.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts the first time, but if you learn to relax, it gets easier the more you do it.
Okay, so runtime on this film is 1 hour and 22 minutes. So it's not even an hour and a half.
It honestly felt longer.
Yep.
It feels longer because the pacing is real bad.
Yeah, the pacing is real bad, and the cameras are real bad too, because the best camera view that you get is from the drone.
Oh, it was awesome though.
That's going to be my one good thing.
That's going to be your one good thing? Okay, well, let's get into it.
Let's
get into the one good thing.
Okay, we'll start with me. It's the camera from the drone.
Shock! You want to elaborate on it, or just...
It was just really crisp. It was a much higher quality camera than anything else they used.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. God, if I had to give something good, I guess it was the attempt at the different filming, like the way they were all FaceTiming with each other, like group chatting.
But is that really new? I mean,
No.
we've seen that in so many movies now.
know.
And those other movies have done it better.
Yeah,
I know.
and those
That's
other
why I
movies
said
are still
the
garbage.
attempt.
Like, this was a way shittier Unfriended.
I guess the only thing that they made different on that aspect
Is that nobody shit their pants in this one.
nobody shit their pants, and you can see how much money they raised.
And way more boob in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have a good.
Okay, well, I'll get into my good thing. It's the nudity. There is a shit ton of nudity in this one. And this is the only reason to watch this film.
You know, I would say that there are I mean, it's fun to watch at least. I mean, there is fun stuff about it. You can capture like the I did it. You can capture the idea of what the movie was supposed to be, but like, I mean, it's laughable.
It's very laughable, but is it laughable in a good way though?
You know
or is
what?
it just laughable because it's so terrible?
Yeah.
All right, so what we need to come up with is a scale that's Escape from Tomorrow to something.
God. I would say that my good thing would be that there is a character in the movie named Cade. Who looks just like this friend of Nathan and mine, and he goes to the bar.
You can say he's a friend of ours, and his name's Oscar.
Yeah.
Except this guy was blonde. Whereas Oscar is from Peru and very dark haired.
And this guy had the same hairstyle. Other than that, very curly, and his face looked exactly the same, except he was a little bit lighter skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You powered through that one like a fucking champ.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. Hey, thanks for contributing content to the show. I mean, all right, tonight you contributed content and you also had a joke.
Yeah, surprising.
You were going to bring that up.
And it wasn't about 5 stars being 50 or
Yeah.
5 stars is 50%. You're ruining my joke.
Okay, so one of the reviews on this film gave it a 1 out of 10. Watching grass grow is more suspenseful. The plot is okay, but the acting ruins it. I think the plot is not okay.
I think that there was no suspense. Everything was telegraphed.
Yes.
Like there was never any moment when you're like, oh no, they might get away. You knew that if you were in his first person hardcore Henry view, where he was wearing a GoPro on his head, that when he walks into a room or walks up behind somebody, that he's going to kill them.
Their idea of like building suspense was that you were watching from the view of the killer, but it also meant you always knew when a kill was about to happen.
Yeah, it was not suspenseful.
No.
And they never fought back.
No.
They cowered on their knees the whole time.
The first guy that he kills, when he's just hiding outside, like up against the wall, and he looks and sees him coming, he's like, "Oh, just get real flat right here, and he'll walk by me."
Yeah, he wasn't hiding in anything.
No, he wasn't in a bush.
I also like that he was holding his knife awkwardly up to the camera so that he could get a real good view of his knife. And he's like...
Which was plastic or
It was
something.
definitely like a rubber knife. And he had it flipped backwards so that he could get that good throat slash.
Yeah, which I'm glad you brought up because the blood that they used for the throat slashes, they had, how many of them? They had 2 at least.
3.
Okay, let's say 3. So we had Nicole who got stabbed, like first thing in the movie.
Very sexual.
Yeah, she only raised $490.
She was so
10
close
more
to her goal
dollars.
of $500.
$10 more and you would have seen that sweet pink.
I was going to say the sweet pink. Oh, man.
And then we had Tony was the second kill, right? And he slashed his throat. That was 1. And there was barely any blood. Like slashing somebody's throat, there's going to be a lot of fucking blood.
Yeah.
Third kill was Brock.
Yes.
He got suffocated
showed
like
up.
He
immediately
shoved a bunch
after his head was put into a...
Well, no, but he got a handful of pills shoved into his mouth.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then a plastic bag with a hole in the top that was very visible
Well,
that they didn't even try to fix in post.
You can't risk these high-end actors dying.
He was in Whiplash.
You don't want him to
He
get
was
hurt.
Dustin in Whiplash. But yeah, it was definitely like
But he went
that.
down within like 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, he
He was
might have-
dead.
Honestly, it
He
was
was
immediate.
dead within 10
It was
seconds.
immediate.
And then Cade gets killed, which is hilarious in itself. And he gets slashed in the stomach. But first he gets like
my
stabbed
God.
3 times, but really
I
it's like he
forgot.
got slashed and his guts are all falling out.
It is very evident that it's a prosthetic.
Oh,
Yes.
And they tried to do it all in one shot, in one take. So like while he's like leaning and stabbing him, somebody's running up like trying to apply this and try to make it look real. It looks like plastic dog shit that's been spray painted pink.
Yeah, look,
And covered in strawberry jam.
that sounds
After-
higher quality than we got.
Yeah. After Cade gets killed, then the killer takes Jen and Haley to the desert and kills them.
But he sends a drone up above him and talks about it, but it never does anything.
No.
He's like, I programmed its flight pattern. It doesn't move. It's just staying above him.
So you're just a terrible programmer because it didn't do a fucking thing.
The only thing that you got from the shot of the drone then was that you were able to see that the girls were on the ground and that he put the dead boys in the back of the truck.
Yeah, and that's the only thing.
That's it.
And then that only leaves Ashley, which Ashley in the end gets her throat cut.
Yeah. Well, no, she doesn't really get her throat cut. She gets
it's like on the side?
Yeah, he like hacks. He does one hack with a machete and hits her neck. And then she dies instantly.
And oh my God, it was a terrible fucking effect.
It was a really... They cut away and they tried to cut back. But when they cut back, you could tell that like he hadn't swung at her. He's just holding
There was no motion. It was just
no motion.
him holding it.
The motion was him like holding it and then pulling it away.
Bringing it back, yeah.
Terrible.
This fucking movie.
Look, if you hack into somebody's neck with a machete, it's probably going to stick.
It's probably going to get stuck in there, yeah.
Yeah. Also, question.
Yes.
Why did he bury the bodies when he was just going to off himself?
Religious reasons.
I don't believe he's really religious because he used his left hand to make the sign of the cross instead of his right.
Yeah. He also said fuck a bunch.
He said fucking a bunch, and he's supposed to be uber religious.
I mean, he does give off this Westboro vibe, but like he's not fixated on anyone who is not a cisgendered white teenager who does drugs and has sex parties.
Yeah, definitely. So I think he definitely like stumbled across their page just on a whim.
Oh yeah, he
as
was
he's
surfing
surfing the
masturbating
internet.
or
Yeah,
something, and
for sure.
Then went on his crusade.
He felt bad because he probably came real fast.
At least he didn't taste it like Brock did.
Yeah, I was trying to find a way to bring up that Brock tasted his cum, and it was mentioned twice in the movie by the people in the movie, but it was mentioned like every 3 minutes by the rest of us. And this is information that you learn about Brock in like the first 2 minutes of the movie, but then you also find out that he got pegged by the girl that died in the first
by Nicole.
By Nicole, by the very first death. That she pegged him, and he begged for it.
And not only did she peg him, the killer knew about it.
Yeah, the killer knew about it.
How did he know about it?
Because he didn't talk to her.
No.
I just found it interesting.
Like, there's a lot of fucking holes in this movie.
Yeah, there are. That's Sweet Pink. That should have been the name of this movie, Sweet Pink.
Sweet Pink. Let's talk about some of the tropes that we found in this movie. We definitely saw blood. Nudity, drugs,
alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol.
There was no like vehicle starting or like the chase scene because there were never any chase scenes.
No, there were never. Nobody ran.
Yeah, they just kind of all accepted.
They just
their fate.
accepted their death.
Okay, what about killer hiding in plain sight? Would that be considered a trope?
Yeah, that would be a good trope.
There was steady cam, like first person view.
Yeah, whenever he pulled the wheelchair out of the back of the truck, the first thing I said was, "Oh, it's a steady cam."
Nice. Yeah. That whole scene just fascinated me. It felt like they only had 10 minutes to record this and to take like as many takes as possible, and they took 2 takes and just took the best one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, so I will say this. Somebody did try to run. Ashley got out of a window that she apparently broke, but then like it shoots outside and it's literally an open window.
Yeah, there's no broken glass.
There's no broken glass.
And there's a piece of plywood that is next to the window, like leaning against the thing. Would he not have boarded that up?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I was like, dude, if you prepared all of this and had this like all this technology set up, like all these computers and stuff to hack into these people's profiles to watch all their stuff.
Like he's sitting there watching her do this stuff, and instead of that's what he's doing instead of boarding up that one window.
So would that be a trope as well? Like video cameras focused on one of the people that are captives?
Yeah.
When he sees her sneaking out, he's like, "Oh, fucking bitch!" Like he thought she wouldn't try to escape.
Right.
She'll be good. She'll just sit there.
Oh no, I'm ready for the Lord's punishment. Gimme. He never explained to anyone why they were dying. And when he did, it was in some sort of fucking riddle about bad trees and bad fruit. and you don't come from a bad tree, but you're a bad fruit, and I can't let you live because then your bad seed could get in the ground and grow bad trees. What?
The fuck are you talking about?
First of all, that's not biblical at all.
No.
And it is also terrible logic. It's the worst logic.
Speaking of the Bible, we do get a Bible appearance in this, and it's whenever he's just sitting in his trailer reading the Bible before the video pops up of them starting the party.
So he obviously has just flipped it open because it lands in Jeremiah, which is like kind of in the middle. I mean, it's an Old Testament, kind of in the middle of the Bible. You could easily just plop a Bible open and you'll land on Jeremiah. But when we cut into him reading it, he's got his finger on the page and he's not moving it. It just sat there. And it was like
because he wasn't reading.
Because it was like
he was trying to point out a Bible verse.
No, he wasn't. Was he?
I don't know. Probably.
I'm not gonna go back and do the research.
I'm not either.
I'm gonna
He's definitely
assume
sitting there with his finger on it. It felt super lazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that they didn't.
I didn't know that.
Forethought to have a Bible verse prepared and know where it was. Like I'm gonna say that they did not do that.
He felt like if Hardcore Henry lost his ability to be a good fighter and gained his voice back, but sounded like Batman.
But a bad version of that.
But he was.
Well, there was that great moment when she's like, "I swear to God," and then I just yelled out, "Swear to me!"
Let's also mention that in his trailer, he has pictures up of everybody, and on Ashley's photo, it says "kill her."
Yeah.
In case he can't remember
on
what he's doing on Sunday.
On Nicole's, it said "slut."
Slut.
Hey, who is he to judge her?
Yeah.
He's a fucking murderer.
Mm-hmm.
All she did was take some D.
Vitamin
D. She had some vitamin D shots.
Oh, a bunch of them, I'm sure.
Actually, I don't even know that.
Yeah, who are you to judge her?
It was inferred about her. Yeah, who am I to judge her?
So it brings up a really good point. If this person is supposed to be uber religious, first off, killing is a sin. Second off, you're not supposed to kill yourself.
Well, that's a Catholic belief. Anyway, 2.9. What's the budget on this movie?
What is the budget on the movie? So apparently this has no budget.
It had no budget. It was made on Apple IIe's. They were donated by the Wozniak Foundation.
I think what happened, the guy who was in Whiplash, the girl who was in Neon Demon, the other girl that was in Kiss and Kill or something like that, and everybody else just pulled their money together from their various projects, and they just said, let's make this movie. And
then Cade was, the guy that played Cade was like, hey, I'm
I know play, a good caterer.
I'm gonna play like a computer hacker guy, and I'm gonna be like the producer of the sexy teen sex party show. But really, what my real passion is graphic design, and so I'm going to make all of the computer shots for this movie. It was super dumb. I like when he kicked the two girls over that they both fell and landed in the exact same position.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It was very, very video game-esque.
So let's talk about Cade for a second, because we kind of skimmed over him. He's a 23-year-old.
He's a 23-year-old.
Hanging out with underage high schoolers.
Who are fucking each other.
Who are fucking each other on a webcam.
And he's profiting from it.
Yes.
He's a child pornographer.
Yes, he is. And he definitely has that vibe about him.
They could have used that as the motive for the guy to want to kill him. But the only one that got, like, legitimate...
Yeah, because Cade is definitely not getting fucked.
Yeah, like, the only one that got a, this is why I'm killing you, was the chick who fucked her soccer coach.
Yeah.
But
which is Ashley, who dies at the end.
The child pornographer just skimmed over.
Yeah, the worst of the bunch.
That's not that big a deal, right?
Although I thought it would have been better if he had stoned her as opposed to just hitting her with... No, because that would have been a biblical thing.
That would be biblical,
and
yes.
that would have at least been something interesting. I hate that he just used the same weapon for all the kills except for two. One was when he choked Jen until her eyes bled.
Yeah.
Which was real weird. I was waiting for the stigmata to show up on her hands and feet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, going back to the stoning thing, like I thought about that when we were watching the movie because she tried to use a rock, like a stone, to escape. And then if he had turned around and stoned her to death with that stone, that would have been kind of like an interesting, like, oh, she was attempting to escape with this, but it's how she dies in the end.
Yeah, that would have been
Better than anything else this movie had.
But they were probably like,
you should make films.
Nope.
They were probably
no,
like, they were probably like, oh no, there's no way that we can make this look believable. I can't kill her with a rock. I can't just throw a rock at her until she dies. I mean, I could make a foam rock, and that would help. But I might
accidentally kill the actress with a foam rock.
Yeah.
No, I just don't know how to make the blood look good and real because we're trying to do this all in one shot. Because swear to Batman. I'm the bat that goes creep in the night.
Okay, so let's say this: the total death count in this film is 8.
8.
So 7 kids plus the killer himself.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots himself in the head.
Yes.
Yeah, that's everybody literally dies in this movie.
He didn't kill the coach, right?
We never met the coach.
We never met the coach.
So he killed her.
The only person,
but not the soccer coach that fucked an underage girl.
Yeah.
No, the only 2 people that we met that did not die was the teacher and Ashley's mom. Those are the only 2 people that we met in the movie that did not die, not including like extras.
Right.
Like
the teacher seemed like a bitch.
Yeah. She was real
It's a
shitty.
trend.
It is.
But you know how you could tell? She had her hair up in a tight bun, and she was wearing a dress, like a skirt pantsuit kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a pantsuit because it has a skirt, but you know what I mean? She looked like a bitch.
Okay, guys, let's go ahead and rate this movie. Nathan?
I'm going to give it a skull.
Are you fucking serious?
I would totally watch this again with someone else because it's hilarious. I think it's redeemable.
Okay, it's not because of the nudity.
No, if
You paused for a split second.
no,
You
hold on,
paused.
hold
Definitely a pause. He thought
if I
about it.
want to watch nudity, there's definitely places I can go to watch nudity.
Yeah, there definitely is.
That's free and not in our living room.
Nick.
I'm gonna give it no skull, because the only reason I would watch it again probably would be the nudity. But I can just, like Nathan said, there are plenty of other places you can go for that. So I'm not gonna sit through this shit movie for nudity.
Poor man's Unfriended.
I don't even know if I could call it that.
No, you can't.
Was this worse than Can't Take It Back?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, but it was also equally as funny.
So I almost want to pull a Nathan and say a negative skull, but I'm not going to be that asshole. So I'm going to give it no skull.
Just do it.
I feel like I have to just to take away Nathan's.
Yeah, do it.
But no, I'm not going to give it a skull because this is a terrible fucking movie and it pains me to watch. It's so bad. There was nothing fun about this movie for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there were moments to
I thought
laugh
it was-
at for sure. Yeah, but it wasn't.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff that was hilarious.
But we made it funny most of the time by laughing.
Yeah. So, like, this is what makes a movie like this redeemable as opposed to something like Escape from Tomorrow where there is nothing redeemable about it.
Yeah.
You can make a couple of jokes at the beginning and maybe there's, like, something that happens. I'm not saying this is the best movie ever, but I'm saying that I would watch this again with somebody
And
else.
that's perfectly
If somebody
fine.
was like, hey, have you heard of this movie? Yeah, I've heard of it. You know, do you want to watch it? Not really, but I will if you want to watch it. It's not going to kill me to do it. The thumbnail for it does look interesting.
It kind of looks interesting.
I mean,
yeah.
it's, you know, if they stop and they go, this looks interesting, and I go, oh, I've seen it, it would be funny to watch.
Do you think you could have gotten through this alone watching it, or you would have just,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for this, you would have finished that shit? Man,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have.
I've watched worse stuff. I've watched Gallow Walkers by myself. It took me 3 times to watch it, but I did.
I've still never watched it.
I have a problem where I can't quit movies.
I can't.
I have to watch the whole thing.
It's a superpower.
That's a terrible superpower to have.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jared, what movie are we watching next week?
We are going to watch Fender Bender.
Fender Bender. I'm very excited about this one.
Yeah.
The
It's got Bill Sage.
trailer looks good.
It looks good.
It's got Bill Sage in it. I like it. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. If you want to join in the conversation, you want to recommend movies or whatever, you can hit us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Squad Podcast. And you can hit us on Twitter at Spoop Squad.
Keep it spoopy.